drums. This is Joe. I play drums for Dead and Wasted. Today I wanted to tell everybody about my monitor rig off to my left. A lot of people when I tour, they've seen a little crate or a little case of equipment down to my left underneath my hi-hat, and they've always wondered what it is. So I figured I'd explain it to everybody over video, so that way hopefully it'll help you out. Maybe you can make your own rig or improve off of what I've done, or tell me it's total bullshit. Whatever works for you. So we'll go into it right now. I'll show you what all I've made. The basic reason I did this is because when you're playing live, it's hard to be able to tell the sound guy I need more kick, more snare, vocals, guitar, whatever, to get a good mix that you're happy with. So instead of yelling to them, trying to tell them what's going on, screwing up what you're playing while trying to motion to them that you want more kick or whatever, you basically have the ability to monitor and mix whatever you want to your own tastes. So the only person you have to blame for a poor performance or not enjoying the mix is your damn self. So what I'm going to show you here is how I made it. You know, this is by no means a be-all end-all, but at least you'll get an idea of what I've done, and hopefully you can build off that, make your own. First thing here, I got a power conditioner. I'll shed some light on the subject for you. I have a power conditioner at the top, the Furman power conditioner. I have this is a cheap little simple Behringer rack mixer. It's a 12 channel. I have the Alesis DM5 just underneath that, and below there all the inputs is actually just a rack panel that I've drilled holes in to modify to make it into a mic input. So what I've done there is I have enough inputs. I have two inputs over here for my triggers for the bass drums. I have enough here for the snare, rack tom, floor tom 1, floor tom 2, and then I have two extras here that when I'm home practicing, I use those for the hi-hat and the ride. And on tour it's not feasible to really mic the hi-hat and ride, so I don't do it, but at least I have the ability here when I'm home to help you know, make sure I'm a little more accurate on my hi-hat and ride hits as well as all the other drums. Over here I have just an iPod input, so when I'm practicing I have left and right, and I have those routed through the two stereo tracks here, which are 910 and 1112. I could run them both into one track and then just use the pan to alter left to right. What I've done is run them separate, left into the 910 and right into 1112, each mono, so I'll have a click track on each song that I've adapted in my recording program. So I'll have the click track to go off of, and I'll have that run in 1112 and the song mono in 910, so I can actually just play along with the click track and the song, you know, so when it starts up I'm not starting too late or starting too early. I know I get a 4 count before the song starts in, and I'll use that live as well. That way I don't have to worry about if somebody else makes a mistake feeding off them. I'll have the click track, I'll be able to keep time for everybody, and then you know, nobody else will hear the song but me, so I'll be consistent. I don't have to worry about any mistakes. If anybody's wondering what kind of settings I use on the Alesis, the sound I use is Beach Ball, is what I've been using, and I'll alternate between Beach Ball and the Speed Metal bass drum sound. So for those of you that want to have that sweet fat sound on the DM5, that Beach Ball and the Speed Metal are two pretty badass settings. And on that mic panel in the front, what I've done is in the back I've soldered on two microphone cables. I don't know if you can really see them under there very well. You can see them kind of in the back there on the bottom. I've soldered on two mic cables to each one. One of those will go back here to the back of the mixer, and that'll be where basically it inputs for me to hear it all. The other microphone cable that's on the back of those, basically I've split each microphone, and it'll go to these inputs here, which the sound guy will use. The first one is the output for the DM5. Then you have, you know, snare, rack tom, floor tom 1, floor tom 2, and the three extras, which you can use. This is where the sound guy would plug in for the main board. So he doesn't have to worry about any mics. I have all my own mics, so I'll go ahead and plug those into the front panel. He would simply come up, plug into each one of these, and that's how he would get his sound. Now, if he decides he wants kicks instead of the DM5, some sound guys are worried about the DM5 double triggering. So what he can do is he can put microphones in front. I can plug them into the front board so I can still hear him, and he can plug in back here. I can either mix. I can either mix the bass drums, the actual microphones, and the DM5, or I can listen to one or the other. And he can also do the same, whatever he wants to do. He can either blend the DM5 and the mics that he puts in the kick drums, or he can use either or. It's really up to him. So that's what I've done. You know, you can vary off of all these things that I've described if you want. It's It's up to you, or you can go with what I have. Like I said, by no means is that stuff gospel, but it's worked for me in the past. And the only problems that you could run into is a ground loop problem, where you end up having hum from being on the same grounded circuit. I'm still learning a little bit about that stuff, but some of my sound guy friends have kind of told me and schooled me a little bit on it. If that happens, all you have to do at Radio Shack or at other places online, you can find what's called a ground lift, and it looks just like a silver barrel, and it has an XLR male, XLR female on either end. Put that in the microphone input on the back of your mixer. Plug your mic cable into the back of that, and that'll just eliminate the ground hum problem. So and those end up being, I think, like $4 to $8 a piece. You can get them on eBay also. So take that information, do what you want with it. Hopefully you can make something that works for you. Post it if you guys have done anything similar. Post about it. Let me hear about it. Maybe it's an idea I can use. Maybe you educate somebody else. Again, hopefully this stuff will work for you. Hopefully it'll help you out. Peace. Just get on.